you follow me, baby? I'll let you know.
One of Grayson's all-time favorite things is to just walk. He's an explorer. Checking out the plants. Yep, they're doing good today. Shaky, shaky, shaky. Shaky, shaky, shaky. Those are doing good too. Oh yeah, just like Taylor Swift. Ooh, they have water on them. Not a fan. Yeah, there is a coyote on the street right now. Do y'all see it? It's coming back down. Coyote. OMG, it doesn't know where to go. It's in their yard. It's because there's construction happening right now. That was crazy. I just saw a coyote right here. Oh, it's in their yard still. What if it comes in this yard, people? We should go back inside. What's up, guys? So a lot of you probably remember Erica.
What's up?
Erica is one of my best friends. We have been best friends for many years now, whether she likes it or not. And
love this woman.
I remember the day that you came to me and said, what do you think about Black Girl Moscato?
And you were like, say what?
I was like, I'm sorry, come again? And I think that that's like a natural response for any white girl. I'm just excited because I feel like there is the release of Black Girl Moscato this summer, and there's a lot coming along with that. Like I said, we were going to be answering fan questions, so why don't we just get it started? What I was actually amazed by was that a lot of viewers weren't asking questions. They were just giving comments on their opinion, and I thought that was really fascinating personally.
One thing that kind of struck a nerve with me on Twitter was that a lot of black women are coming for me, and they're saying, why are you exploiting black women? And people always want to exploit the black culture, and why are you assuming that all black women drink Moscato? Well, I think black women drink Moscato. I think little women drink Moscato, white women, all kinds of women. I didn't start with drinking a big bold cab or Bordeaux or Petite Syrah. Your palate has to really advance to that level to really appreciate that kind of wine. So everyone starts with a Pinot Grigio or a Moscato, most likely a Moscato. Most of my friends that are bartenders, they always say people walk in, not just black women, what's your sweetest wine? That's just a natural thing. So I think the goal here was to really get people to know and get into the world of good quality wine. We sought out the best winemaker who studied in Italy, and we could really see the love that he put into this wine, beautiful nuances in the wine. This Moscato was beautiful. It's a wine that I would drink. The goal is to get people to taste this Moscato, and then when you go back and try and buy that $5 Moscato at the grocery store, you can tell the difference.
I think you can really tell a difference when it comes to like something that's processed versus something that's made like in a barrel, something that's made with quality and time. And that was like a huge difference for me, tasting the different kind of Moscatos. The Muscat grape is very sweet, and every year is very different. And I want also to just to say before we start this vlog, we are business partners and we're doing business together, and we've been doing business together for many years now. And I feel like with this wine, there's so much more that goes into it beyond anything that you're currently seeing. There's a lot of future endeavors that we have invested in together, and I think that you will see that not only as the show progresses, but you'll see that on this vlog as well. We'll be here to like lead you through all of the chaos, because that's exactly what it is. It's chaos right now. With that said, it's great quality, great cause, and there's a really great backing for it. I think it's all about having fun. Wine is to bring unity, wine is to bring love, wine is to bring good palates, wine is to bring friendships, and instead of tearing people down, especially women, this is the time that we should all be sticking together. So the biggest problem that a lot of our viewers are having is not the fact that it's Moscato, it's of course the fact of the name. So let's dig into questions from our viewers.
Let's do it. I'm a black girl that likes Moscato. Bring it.
In bold and there's like asterisk stars from Tamara Potts. She asked, what's the story behind the name Black Girl Moscato? How did you come up with that name? Why Black Girl. I'm just curious, these questions are for Erica.
So why the name Black Girl? I was inspired by the Fat Jewish. He brilliantly thought of naming rosé, white girl rosé. I thought it'd be fun to do a Black Girl Moscato. I'm a black girl who loves wine, who started with Moscato and then eventually evolved into other different wines. The goal in mind was to create other wines that celebrate different types of women. So I think that's where people are getting hung up, because all they see is black girl. And I'm a black woman, but I'm exploiting black people and trying to profit off of black people. Not at all. There was a comment on Facebook. It was actually a friend of mine that was like kind of bothered by the name, but she said it in a respectful way. She said, I know you, Erica, and I know your intentions, and I know that you see no color. I get that statement, but when people say that, I think it's such a hippie statement, like, I don't see any color. BS. I'm black, she's white. But that's beautiful. That's so beautiful, and that's what we're trying to do, is instead of like pointing out the differences and looking at it in a negative way, we celebrate how beautiful diversity is. We're so different, and that's okay. So with wine, why not come together as women and celebrate those differences and not be so quick to point them out and look at them in a negative way? I think that's an important thing, especially with this racial climate. There is a true divide in this country. However, we can do our part to bring people together. And for me, that's with wine, because I fell in love with wine, and that is the intention behind this. True intention. I'm a black girl, and I am so proud to be a black girl that loves wine.
But I do want to say that, like, on the show, they had asked, like, what have you done your research? Like, what if other black women don't like Moscato? It's not just the black community that likes Moscato. It's all communities that like sweet wines, like Erica was saying. But I will say, to defend my case, there are many publications online that do show this proof. It's not just something that came out of left field. This is something that was with purpose, and whether you liked Moscato or not, it wasn't to offend you, it wasn't to offend anyone. It's a business venture, and whether you like it, awesome. If you don't like it, you can move on to the Cabs.
Exactly.
Or the Merlots, or the Syrahs, or whatever wine floats your boat.
I feel like names have so much power, and whether you look at it in a negative way or a positive way.
Originally, when we wanted Tanya to be a part of this, I should have asked her in a private setting, and I should have asked her as soon as she gave her answer, it should have been like, okay, thank you, I'm moving on. Instead, it became a conversation with 5 other women. I will say a lot happens with this wine. This particular wine, a lot happens this season. So keep watching on Little Women LA. And I still feel that nobody's standing in the way of this wine. I feel like it has potential to be really great and bring all women together, no matter your race, no matter your size, where you're from, your ethnicity, anything. I really feel like it's about giving back to charities that enhance women and help women is very important to me, especially being raised by my mom. I feel like I understand what it's like to have that strong woman stand behind you, and I want to stand behind other strong women. Moving on. All right, question from Carol Huckabridge. She says, since the name of the wine is so controversial, why not call it something else? Say, for instance, Two Girl Moscato. That way, your friendship with your supposed best friend is salvaged. After all, Tanya has had your back for many years, and frankly, I think Tanya matters. I think Tanya matters as well, and I think you need to keep watching, because I do feel like these matters are presented in the show, and we will, again, maybe there's like a Black Girl Moscato part 3. But I think that a lot of things need to be unfolded on the show, so keep watching. But I definitely take into consideration strongly my relationship with Tanya this season. It actually had led us to be in a very weird place together. You'll see. I can't really describe what's gonna happen, but I do say keep watching. And Two Girl Moscato, I do appreciate the name, but I would probably pass it in the stores. No offense.
I think there was another comment about how, like, oh, you're just doing it for shock value. Well, branding, marketing 101, yeah, you gotta do something that catches people's eye, but we're doing something positive with it. It's not a negative thing.
Here's a great example. Okay, if the front of the caption is like this, and I'm not trying to be trashy, moms, okay? If this is the front of the picture and it's like this, or if this is the front of the picture,
what are you you're gonna be drawn to, and
Like-
don't lie.
Like, are you gonna go for like the twerking one? I'm not trying to twerk or anything. I'm just saying there's a difference in the instant visual of the wow factor when it comes to advertising versus the everyday, like, oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you, Carol. My mom's name. I like it a lot. This one says, from I'm a Mullen. You said you were targeting black women with this marketing. Why only black women when your goal is supposed to bring everyone together? That's a great question. I misspoke, and I don't think that I was trying to show that I was trying to target just black women. I was not. I was actually trying to explain to my friends that there was research online that had been leading towards the black community, and I am not trying to offend anyone in the African American community, and I'm strictly going on an investment that I'm doing with my best friend. And I think that giving back to the community is showing how we're bringing people together and why we're trying to give back and why we're doing something great.
You just have to stay tuned. Unfortunately, we can't talk about the whole picture, and once you get the whole picture of the overall brand and what our goal is, then it'll make so much more sense. I understand why it doesn't make sense, because all you're seeing is black girl, black girl, black girl, black girl, and then we're talking about wine brings people together, we're empowering all women. I get it, it doesn't make sense, but it will.
Then she asks, is your Moscato going to be a dessert wine? It's going to be a dessert wine, it's going to be a dinner wine, it's going to be a breakfast
everything
wine.
wine.
Why was Tanya not included on in the beginning stages? Because honestly, I said on the show, and I don't think it ever aired, but I did say on the show that one thing that's true is everything could have been changed. The wine could have been changed, the bottle could be changed, everything can be changed except for the name, because the name was never my name. And that was something that Erica
I came to Terra about.
Yeah.
And Tanya was the first person I thought of to include, because I know she likes Moscato.
But we never brought it up to Tanya because at that time we didn't even think that we had it. We were going through a trademarking process, and so why bring it up if it's not even a guaranteed thing? And I think that like after we were through with the trademarking process, it became clear that we can start talking about it and that it can be a celebration. And instead it was like, rawr!
It's unfortunate people are so bothered by a name and are so quickly offended these days. I get why, especially why black women are up in arms, because you know things are very racially charged nowadays, and I get it, but we'll just have to wait and you'll have to see what else we have in store for you and how the overall brand is celebrating all women.
I think that kind of answers the question to Dina. Dina asked, you said it's empowering all women. Well, the name does not at all, because if it's empowering, why does it feel so offensive? So I have a question for you. So like, if I were to describe you, would you be offended if I said, Erica, you know, the black woman, she's about 5'7", 5'8"?
Not at all.
How tall are you?
Not at all. 5'5".
Everyone's way taller than I expect. So like, but that wouldn't offend you.
Not at all.
And like, to describe me, I mean, I know I'm short, but how would you describe me?
A beautiful white woman.
Yeah, you'd say white woman, right?
Yeah, I'm black, she's white.
I also feel that in today's society, there's many organizations that promote black women and they use the word black.
Black.
So why is that word offensive with a wine?
I could tell you a whole slew of words that would be a lot more offensive than black.
White Girl Rosé, nobody has been up in arms about any of that.
We've heard nothing. We're going in a whole different direction. It may be fun as far as the wordplay or the whole marketing behind the brand, but the intention behind the brand and the way that we're giving back is completely different than what he is doing.
All right, so let's try and answer as many questions as we can as fast as possible. We're going for the speed round. Here we go. Becky Demina, my question is, why did you decide to use the wine venture in Little Women LA if you wanted to be a silent partner? It's not that silent. You're right. And would I have done it differently if given the chance? I would. But this is a reality show. This is my life. Would I have talked to Tanya about it even though I am a silent partner? I would have. And I know it's not silent when you're on national television, but this is truly my life. I would buy the Black Girl Moscato if you made it organic or non-GMO. Do you think that that's something you would consider? Currently, we weren't offered anything like that through any of the wineries that we went to, but if we were offered something like that, then I wouldn't say that we would deny it. I would just say that we would rethink our options. So it may be an option for the future, but it isn't currently now. You can follow the wine on Instagram right now at Black Girl Moscato. There will be a website that is following, as well as more details this summer, and I'll be able to keep all of you updated with that. Question, Tanya Lopez. Would you consider changing the name of the wine to something that would include all women, something like Fierce Woman? I would say keep watching. I wouldn't say that this is, when we started Black Girl Moscato, it wasn't the only wine that we ever thought about. So there is future within our partnership, but I can't really divulge anything beyond that. Elizabeth Riviera said, can I please get a shout out? Elizabeth Riviera. Ta-da!
What
You're
up,
doing a
Lizzie?
shout out. I know we didn't answer all of your questions. Hopefully this answered a lot of your questions. I know that some of these questions were kind of repetitive, but I do feel that it's unfortunate that it has been such a dramatic event on the show Little Women LA. But I will say that it taught me a lot, and it is something that I am coming full circle with. And at the end of the day, I know where my heart stands, and I know that I'm in a good place. I know I'm not trying to hurt anyone. Hopefully this gave you an insight to that.
She is literally one of the most giving and thoughtful people I know, seriously, and this is not BS for this vlog. I would not do business with anybody I didn't trust or that didn't have good intentions. With that said, I stand fully behind Black Girl Moscato and what we've created and what we will create in the future, and I'm super excited about it. It's gonna blow your mind.
Do you think we should do some like giveaways on this channel this summer?
Totally.
Yeah, some wine giveaways.
And this wine is good.
It's really good.
It's not good,
Yeah,
it'll
I
make
think
you
everyone.
smack your mama.
I don't know about all that. For all those moms out there. Yeah, I think it'll be great, and I look forward to more of this adventure with you.
Totally.
I love you.
I love you more.
I will say that it has opened my eyes to a lot of things in life, and I'm grateful for all of the fans sticking around. I'm grateful for all of the fans following this journey. There's so much more to come. This channel is not just about wine. This channel is about being a mom. This channel is about growing. This channel is about my personal life as well as my business life, and I really hope that you enjoy the journey along the way.